The best way to learn about venture capital is by doing. For startup founders in Latin America, it's very important to speak English and to understand the investment terms in English. Traditional finance and traditional valuation methods are focused on valuing companies based on their past results. The startup world is much different. There's a lot of uncertainty about what's going to happen in the future, and really the value that startups are going to create as they grow comes in the future. So we need specific valuation methods that are created for venture capital that can help us to understand the potential scenarios in the future of how much these startups are going to grow and come up with a valuation today based on those future prospects instead of the historical financials. For startup founders in Latin America, it's very important to speak English and to understand the investment terms in English, because a lot of the funds that invest in startups in the region are based in the US or in Europe and don't necessarily speak Spanish. A lot of the legal documents are for any investment, a term sheet or a contract for investment, the safe note. These all come from the US, and these are generally written in English, and so it's very important for a founder to be able to understand these terms in English, to be able to adequately negotiate a term sheet and to interact with funds on a global basis. The best way to learn about venture capital is by doing. And so the idea in the course is not just to learn the theory, but to be able to go through the process of setting up a venture capital fund, to hear feedback from real practitioners, and to be able to get things right and make mistakes that will help students learn in the future much quicker than they would from the theory, because that practical experience is really important to be able to understand the industry and prepare for potentially a career in the industry. The global startup ecosystem goes way beyond Ecuador, and understanding what's happening globally is really important. Going to events like Web Summit in Portugal gives students the opportunity to bring those learnings back to Ecuador and use them and implement them in what they're doing here. And that will help Ecuador to become a more innovative country, and that founders and startups in Ecuador can be speaking the same language and innovating in similar ways to startups throughout the world. Yeah. I'd like to invite everyone to participate in the Entrepreneurial Finance and Venture Capital Certificate as part of the business school at Universidad San Francisco de Quito.